What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Balwinder Bartler, better known as Mr. Whisper, a documentary, street photographer, and creator based in London. Today, we're diving into 5 essential street photography tips that can genuinely help you level up your shots. These aren't technical tricks or fancy gear hacks. They're habits and mindsets that will completely change the way you see and shoot the streets. We'll talk about the importance of planning, the difference between fishing and hunting techniques, why having your camera ready can make or break a shot, and the power of slowing down. Then finally, how using one lens can actually unlock more creativity. Now, some of the tips may seem like they contradict one another. That's because street photography has multiple approaches and none of them are right or wrong. It's just a matter of which technique suits you the most. Whether you're brand new to street photography or looking to refresh your approach, these 5 simple ideas will help you shoot with more purpose, confidence, and consistency. Let's get into it. Planning, a topic I often discuss in my workshops, and if you're interested in finding out about those, head down to the description. Street photography often gets romanticized as purely spontaneous. Just grab your camera, head out, and see what happens. And yes, there's definitely magic in those unplanned moments. But today, I want to talk about why a little bit of planning can make a big difference in your photography. First off, planning helps you maximize your time. If you know your route or key spots in advance, you spend less time wandering aimlessly and more time actually shooting. It also lets you anticipate the best conditions. Light changes everything in street photography. Maybe you want golden hour shadows, or maybe you're chasing neon signs at night. Planning means you're in the right place at the right time. Planning also reduces stress. Instead of worrying about where to go next, your mind is freed up to focus on creativity and composition. And honestly, that's where you want your head to be at. Another benefit, safety. Especially if you're shooting late or in unfamiliar areas. Having a plan helps you stick to well-lit locations and being aware of your surroundings. And finally, if you're working on a project or series, planning creates consistency. Instead of one-off shots, your photos connect and your work becomes more cohesive and begins to tell a stronger story. So while spontaneity will always play a part in street photography, a little bit of structure can take your work to the next level. Think of planning as laying the foundation. Then once you're out there, you can still leave space for those magical, unexpected moments. In street photography, there are 2 classic techniques, fishing and hunting. And trust me, they're exactly what they sound like. Let's begin with fishing, my preferred technique. That's when you find a great scene that ultimately stops you in your tracks. You set up and wait. You're basically a photographer, part-time statue, just standing there, waiting for the perfect frame to unfold. You might wait a few minutes, you might wait for half an hour, or you might even come back another day. But when you get that shot, it's worth every second. Hunting is the exact opposite. Here you're on the move, with your visual radar on full alert, tracking the action like a photo ninja. It's all about quick reflexes and spotting the right shot before it disappears. Not really my style, mainly as I've always found it a little bit aggressive. However, after watching Andre D. Wagner's approach and seeing his results in his class, The Ongoing Moment on Skillshare, I'm definitely feeling inspired to step out and give hunting another go. What's Skillshare, I hear you ask? Well, they're today's sponsor, but more importantly, an online learning community that offers thousands of creative and practical video classes. Topics include animation, design, photography, video, and more. They've even got a content creation category where you can learn how to speak confidently on camera or how to make content without even showing your face. Trust me, they've got it all covered. And the best part, they're all taught by world-class creatives just like Andre. I have followed Andre's work on Instagram for many years, so I was thrilled to learn about his workflow and see him out hunting on the streets of New York. In his class, Street Documentary Photography, The Ongoing Moment, he talks gear, sets an assignment, and discusses what he's looking for out on the streets at very specific times and locations. What I love is that the lessons were bite-sized, so you can pick up practical skills quickly and immediately apply them to your approach. So if you want to check out Andre's class, or you're serious about improving your street photography in general, Skillshare is a great place to start. And to help you get going, the first 500 people to use the link in the description or scan the QR code, wherever I place it, will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare. So you can get started today, and don't worry, you can thank me later. Huge thanks again to Skillshare for supporting this video and the channel, which allows me to keep bringing you new content regularly. I want to talk about something that might sound a little counterintuitive: slowing down in street photography. And for the following reasons, this is most probably why I prefer the fishing technique. We live in a world that's fast-paced, right? Cameras can shoot at 30 frames a second, if not more, and it's easy to feel like you have to constantly chase the next shot. But sometimes, the best thing you can do for your photography is stop. When you slow down, you start to see more. You notice how the light changes as clouds move. You spot small details, reflections, colors, gestures that you'd completely miss if you were rushing through the streets. Slowing down turns your photography from a hunt into an observation. It's also a great way to build confidence. Instead of running around snapping aimlessly, you can focus on a single scene, watch it unfold, anticipate a moment, and wait for the perfect composition. That's where the magic happens. And there's another benefit. Slowing down helps you connect with the environment. You become more aware of the rhythm of a place, the people, the sounds. You feel part of it, not just a passerby with a camera. That connection always shows in your work. So next time you head out, try this. Pick one street corner, one piece of light, or one interesting background, and stay there for 20 minutes. Let the world move around you and see what comes to you. Remember, street photography isn't a race. It's about presence, patience, and perception. Sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to grow. Now, not to completely contradict my previous point, but this one is for those who might prefer the hunting technique. And although I prefer to play it slow, I like to mix it up, and so I always have my camera at the ready for those fleeting moments. Street moments are unpredictable. That perfect expression, the way the light hits a wall, a fleeting gesture, they last seconds. If your camera is zipped away in your bag, you've already missed it. This is a subject I've touched upon in a previous video, but today I'm going to expand on that point. By keeping your camera in hand, you're telling yourself, I'm present, I'm ready. You're not fumbling for gear, you're focusing on the world around you. It also builds confidence. The more often you carry your camera openly, the more natural it feels. You stop hesitating and start reacting instinctively. And here's a bonus. When people see you with your camera, it normalizes it. You blend into the scene faster, and you don't stand out as much as someone who only pulls out their camera at the last second. Being ready also means dialing in some base settings, like shutter speed, aperture, and ISO, so that when something happens, you're not adjusting, you're shooting. So think of your camera as an extension of you. The more time it spends in your hand, the more photos you'll actually capture, and those extra frames could be the difference between an average photo walk and your best street photos yet. What is the single best piece of gear advice I can give any aspiring street photographer? It's not a camera, and it's not a new lens. It's to get rid of the other ones. I'm talking about the one lens challenge. Just one camera, one prime lens on your next photo excursion. I promise you, this simple constraint will fundamentally change your street photography for the better. Here are the 3 biggest benefits of shooting with only one lens. Firstly, eliminate decision fatigue. When you're walking the streets with a zoom lens and 3 primes rattling in your bag, your brain is constantly split. Should I zoom into 100mm? Should I swap to the 28mm for a wider shot? That fraction of a second you spend deciding which focal length to use is the moment you miss the shot. Street photography is about timing and instinct. When you lock in a single focal length, let's say a 35mm classic, you remove that question entirely. Your mind is free to focus on the only thing that matters, the light, the scene, and the moment. You achieve the state of pure mental clarity. Secondly, you become a better camera operator. I hear people say, I need a zoom for versatility. I say you need your feet for versatility. When you only have one fixed focal length, you're forced to zoom in with your feet. If you want a tighter frame, you need to get closer. If you want more context, you need to back it up. This forces you to become physically engaged with your environment. You move faster, you crouch lower, and you learn to anticipate where you need to be before the action happens. Your camera becomes an extension of your eye, and your body becomes the most important part of your zoom mechanism. Plus, your bag is lighter, which means you have more energy and you can shoot for longer. Thirdly, train your photographic eye. This is the most crucial benefit. Shooting one lens day after day trains your brain to see the world in that focal length. You get to the point where before you even lift the camera to your eye, you already know exactly what your frame will look like. You know how much of the background the 50mm will compress or how much you can fit into the frame with the 28mm. This pre-visualization allows you to anticipate composition, leading to more intentional and consistent work. When you're restricted by gear, your creativity forces you to grow exponentially to overcome that constraint. So ditch the zoom, grab your favorite prime, and head out there. I guarantee you the simplicity of one lens will unlock a new level of photographic vision. So those are my 5 essential street photography tips. Simple ideas, but incredibly powerful when you put them into practice. Remember, great street photography isn't just about quick reflexes or the latest camera. It's about how you see the world, how you move through it, and how present you are in the moment. Try 1 or 2 of these tips next time you're out shooting and notice how much more connected you feel to your surroundings. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as next week I've got an exclusive for you guys, so hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Let me know in the comments which of these tips resonated with you the most. That's all for today. Thanks so much for sticking around. Now get out there, stay curious, and I'll see you next week. Mr. Whisper over and out. Peace.